Hello, welcome back to GSS 2021. I'm Zhongzhou, Associate Professor at Tsinghua Institute of Education, and I'll be moderating this masterclass on sustainable design and creative thinking. This masterclass will discuss the basic concepts and methods of sustainable design and the principles, methods, and characteristics of design thinking. It will illustrate such ideas through real-world research projects that Professor Liu Xin conducted. It is hoped that students can use tools and concepts from this masterclass to help inspire their own innovative SDG-related design for this summer school. Our distinguished speaker, Professor Liu Xin, is a tenure-track professor in the Academy of Arts and Design and Deputy Director of the Industrial Design Department. He is Director of the Tsinghua University Eco-Design Research Institute, Coordinator of Thesis Lab Tsinghua, and the Initiator and Coordinator of Lens China. As the first higher education institution of arts and design in China, the Academy of Arts and Design, Tsinghua University, has held a prominent position since its establishment. The Academy aims to cultivate students with sound personalities, innovative ways of thinking, a solid foundation of knowledge, global perspective, and social responsibilities. The Academy values the importance of a cross-disciplinary knowledge of arts and science for future art and design talents and industrial leaders who will be able to integrate aesthetics, culture, technology, and business to spur forth innovation. Together with partners from all over the world, we provide world-class lectures covering art, design, engineering, technology, business, and other professional fields. Moreover, we provide an international academic platform which allows arts and design talents to share their original works with a broader international community. To deliver Masterclass 5, let's welcome Professor Liu Xin.
Thank you, Professor Zhong. Good evening, and for someone it's good morning and good afternoon. I'm Liu Xin from Academy of Design, Arts and Design at Tsinghua University. It's my pleasure to have this opportunity to share my thinking on design for sustainability and creative thinking. And also, I will share some projects by our team. Okay. This wait a moment. This is our academy building. Before this lecture, you have seen maybe the short video, so introduce our academy a lot. And in our academy, we have three branch. One is design, and another is fine art, and we also have theory. I based on the industrial design department. You see, in the design, we have a lot of department like textile and fashion, ceramic, industrial design, environmental art, visual communication, and information art and design, and also have a crafts. Okay, this our academy is founded in 1956. It's quite earlier in China. And for myself, I'm teaching about fundamental design and design thinking for maybe a junior student. And also I teach the transportation tools design. And mainly I'm teaching design for sustainability. It's for undergraduate student and postgraduate. Except this teaching, I'm also a guide, we call this Eco Design Research Institute. I'm director. This institute is more about some very practical project, cooperate with the government, with company, and NGO. And also, I'm a deputy director of a Sustainable Design Research Institute. In this institute, we more focus on some theoretical study. And also, I'm a thesis design for social innovation and sustainability lab in Tsinghua and Lens China. Before my presentation, I just want to show a picture. Maybe a lot of students, a lot of guys of you know this story. It's just like a live show of the elephant family. It's I don't know how many people know this. Now they just have a live show. Is from very, very southwest of Yunnan province, Xishuangbanna, travel directly to north, even to the capital city of the Yunnan province, Kunming. Up to now, they have traveled for more than 500 kilometers. I don't know, maybe more than this. It's a very lovely picture. We don't know where the destination of the elephant family. We still don't know why they have this travel. Of course, it's not a holiday journey. It's a must for some new food, new family. I don't know. But maybe a lot of people, how to say, interesting in this story. But behind the story, they raised a question. I think there's a confliction between the human development and the wild animal survival. And maybe, I don't know, when they come back, I think the elephant, like any kind of wild animal, like maybe birds, maybe fish, maybe insect, maybe honeybees, is an important part of ecosystem. When we're talking about sustainability, we always focus on the human being ourselves. But we know if the ecosystem is, is damaged or is not very perfect, we can never achieve sustainability goals. So this is a story I just want to, it's a very, just a beginning. I don't want to talk too much about story. You can look at a lot of media. Except this complication of the people, of the human development and the wild animal survival, we still have a lot of challenges about sustainability, especially in China. Especially China, we still have a lot of challenges like air pollution, water pollution, some fertilizer, some waste, even some social problem like aging problem, like culture, like population, like education in rural area. I know after maybe 40 years open policy, reform policy, the China have a great achieve a lot being a Chinese people. I'm very, very proud of this. But today, I'm not only talking about the achievement. I just want to talking with you the cost of this achievement. The summer school is more focused on the sustainable development, so I think there must be a lot of lectures and presentation talking about this issue. I just very quickly talking about that. Oh, sorry. Why back? It seems to repeat. I just click. No. No works here. Okay. Except that challenge. We have a COVID-19 pandemic. It's a worldwide challenges, not only limited in China. So it's no any country can escape from this disaster. And except this, we do have more challenges. Sorry. Back again. I don't know. It cannot move. Okay. The prevailing global sustainable development challenge is about some nature resources depletion, excessive generation of waste, a lot of things related to the environment, and also a lot of issue related to the social and maybe related to the economy and terrorism and armed conflict. Okay, we still have this. Okay. Yeah, this okay. I think in this summer school, a lot of professors were talking about these goals. This is 17 development goals is really important. But I really no confidence about this. In 2030, we can achieve this. But I think it's not important because their vision is very important. Because there are more than 190 countries have agreement to this sustainable future vision. So we should do something step by step to forward to this approach, this aim, this goal. This is a quite short introduction about sustainability. I will back to the topic of design because I come from the Design Academy. Okay. What is design and what is design related to sustainability? Do you know design? Maybe you can look around, you can find maybe everything needs design. The interior design, the lamp, the product, the clothes fashion, a lot of things. This glass is also needs design. I'll show some picture. This is a fashion design. Looks beautiful, but you should very comfortable, and this design should fulfill the people's need. This design is not only this. You can see the product. It looks cool, but it's not sculpture. It's must fulfill some people's need. It must have some function. So you can remember design is a very important thing. Is something between the technology, the science, the logic, and something between the arts, the intuitional, emotional things. And also, not only these very cool things, we can see this daily product like a chopstick. I think a lot of students come from maybe Japan, Korea. Yeah. We can call it a chopstick culture circle. This chopstick a little different, but anyways, quite different with Western style of kitchen utensils. So this also design, but this design is not designed by a certain designer. Maybe it's designed by generations of people from a long history. But also this is a very daily life related to ours. I think maybe I have asked some Korean people and Japanese people about what the difference between the three kind of chopstick. They give different answers, but this difference must related to the different food style, eating style, and a lot of lifestyle. It's very interesting. If I have more time talking about this, I will show some detail difference. Very interesting. Okay, well, see, I'm talking design is something between science and art. And when we do a design, we should think why we do that. We need to research on the human needs. We should research on certain culture, certain trend. We should research on the market. And then we'll think how to realize it. We should combine the knowledge of engineering, technology, and economics. So not only this factor, but it's a very important. I will give you an example to let you know more clear about the design. Firstly, this technology things, the resistance wire, is you will know it. It's when you have electricity, there was a burn. Have heat, generate the heat. Next, will show is an electric burner. This burner is more about something more about technology. It's some design. Because they have the basement, you can use something put on it to heat it. When I was a child, I used to use this kind of thing to cook my food. But it usually burned. How to say, 烧糊了. I don't know how to say it, but it's a little bit dangerous, but useful. And then we have this rice cooker. You see there's more design on it. It's more comfortable for the user. It's a sink, some little bit of decoration, and maybe this cooker can cook the rice and porridge, and maybe steam some bread or something. And next, we'll see, it's a smart rice cooker. It's more intelligent. It can reserve the cooking time and a lot of things. Looks maybe more beautiful, more suitable to your interior, and a lot of function. This is more design. And for next step, I don't know, I will ask you. This design should think. Maybe in 20 years or 30 years, this kind of cooker will develop development with a system. It's maybe a health food product service system. This product can know what you want, your family members some favorite, or you can maybe how to say 预定 reject or something food for your family. Okay, a lot of interesting function will plus on it. It should be designed. Maybe it's not a real product. It's a service. It's a soft design. It's also design. So, summarize this. Design is to coordinate the relationship between people, artifacts, and environment. This relationship may be related to the function, the aesthetics, physiological or psychological, social, ecological, brand, or a lot of things in order to generate creative solution. This solution may be the hard product, like a phone or something, maybe a system, a lot of things related to this, and maybe the service is also a design. And I will also talking about my thinking about design, the purpose, the aims of design. I think the design have two very important tasks, maybe. One is problem solving. The designer should find the real problem and try to give the solution. Another is also important, is sense making. Maybe it's related to culture, to your favorite, to some emotional things. Both sides of design is important. And not only for at present, for now, and designer should also think to create a future vision. Designer should think maybe in 50 years or 30 years, what the problem might be, what the sense might be. This is also important task for designer. So in our course, especially in our master course, because 1 year we will let a student to create some thing for present, and next year we'll let the student do something. They have the vision, sustainable vision in future. And the aim of the design, I think, is create value and benefit for business, society, and the environment. This is just my thinking. Generally speaking, design is not good, not bad. Design just a tool. You can use design to everything. But for me, because I think sustainability issue, it must be a very important and a common goal for the designer. So we're talking about design for sustainability. Yeah, it's briefly, it come from sustainable development from design perspective. Design for sustainability require generating solutions that are equally beneficial to the society and the community around us. It's a social part, especially unprivileged and disadvantaged population, and to the nature environment, and to economic system, globally, but especially locally. This teacher is gave the definition. We do have some specific strategies, not only the definition, not only the theoretical things. This is very maybe practical. A lot of strategies, like maybe you have learned before. It's design for reduce, design for reuse, design for recycle, and you maybe know design for disassembling and disposal, durability, a lot of things related to, we call this green design. Green design. And we also have some idea about eco design. It's design not only for a single product. We have designed a product life cycle. You should think this product you want to create from the material where come from and how to transport it and how to produce and how to distribute it and how to use. And one, in the end of life cycle, how can you treat this product? And also in this part, we're talking about the learn from nature, a lot of things. And also, except this, we have product service system design, like in dematerialized design. And also we have the design for social society, design for social innovation, design for aging, inclusive design, and the design for low income groups. This four branch or maybe a stage is really important. I will introduce you some cases from the timeline very quickly. This evolution of sustainability in design. In the first stage, maybe next century, the 90s or 80s maybe, we call this low impact material and energy. Is very, very first stage of the designer beginning to concern about environment issue. In this time, we have proposed a lot of strategy, like I have said before, is use eco material, use a biodegradable material, and promote the reuse, like this reusable bag. This is a really important beginning, but we call it intervent after process damage. I think it's hard to explain. It's very in detail in English. But if you have a question, we can communicate after class. If you look at the next step, maybe you can understand this. Next step, we'll focus on the product life cycle design, like the eco design I have said before. You see, maybe you can design something have a very long lifespan, product life. Like this chair, it can used by small kids, and when he grow up, he can also use it, not throw away. And you see the this toilet, something is used water, the wash water to flushing. It's think not only the toilet design, it's design a system from a life cycle perspective. And also this bus is from UK. It's powered by the human waste. The human waste is precious things. How can you use it in a useful way? It's important. It's life cycle design. And maybe third stage after this century. In this century, we have a more focus on the product service system design. This is like you know there's a lot of shared economy. You can share cars, share bicycles, and the last picture is shared toys. It's important because if we just design green and eco product, this world is also, it's also fulfilled, jammed, maybe with the products. It's not sustainable. Finally, it's not sustainable. And the last, maybe not the last, next step, in the near maybe 20 years or 10 years, the designer more focus on design for social equity and cohesion. Not only for some rich people, more concerned about the low income people. Like this IDEO, the famous US design company, designed for African people to take the water from the river. And very easy merchandise when you put the water inside after back home. It's already turned to clean water. It's not complicated. It's a very good idea for the ordinary people. And also we have a lot of maybe the next one. The middle one is urine for migrant worker. We design some high level of building. So worker is always very hard to down the building to have maybe the peace or something. So we design some urine for them. It's really useful for them. And this is design interventing consumption pattern. Now, and the design related, related to the social relationship to reconstruction. We should think about this. And maybe very, very near, maybe at present, the design field we have a lot of new idea. We began to thinking design for sustainable transition. There have a lot of new maybe idea like critical design, speculative design, future design, design activism, transition design. This means we always say designers should face a problem, but today's problem is more and more complex and interrelated. Use the traditional way, design only from the material product or a single business model cannot solve the problem. So we should have the system view to think related things together. But I think design now have a willingness, ability to participate in the process of this social transformation in a broader sense, include maybe urban renewal, system reconstruction, and reshaping of consumption pattern. And maybe, for example, we can design not only bicycle, we can design how to say the transportation. We focusing on the transportation field to think this is a system. Bicycle is important, and the interface, a lot of interaction, software is together is a system design. And also, if you want to achieve this, how can you do? We have a very important tool, is design thinking. Design thinking is quite complicated. It cannot be took very clear in this short time, but try my best. What is design thinking? Design thinking. For designer, we seldom talking about that, and because we trained in every project and every course use the design thinking. So the design thinking in this year we always talking about the people outside of the design field. It's important because design thinking is not only used by designer, it's quite popular, should be quite popular. If the people want to solve the problem, design thinking is important too. This is a picture just to illustrate, visualize the design thinking step from a fuzzy front end, very mass, and how to you research on it from the uncertainty and find some pattern and have your insight. You can give the definition and give the concept and more clear, then you propose your design. This just visualize the process, but I think it's not helpful. Just like you know this. The design thinking is originally proposed by this guy. Design thinking is, he said, Tim Brown from IDEO, a famous design company of US. He said, design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovation that draws from the designer's toolkit to integrate the needs of people, the possibility of technology, and the requirement of business success. You see, there's important three factors. First of all, technology and desirable for user and viable business model. This should be very, very important when you want to design something. You should think about these three elements. And I will give you a short video to quickly introduce of it.
Design thinking is an approach to creative problem solving. It's a human-centered path to innovation.
Hello, I'm David Kelly. I'm happy you're here to explore design thinking with IDEO. You know, so many people don't think of themselves as creative, but I think that's wrong. Everybody's creative. And that's one of the reasons we teach design thinking, because we think that knowing this kind of approach can unlock your creativity and make you feel capable of coming up with routinely wonderful ideas.
Design thinking starts with people. It's about putting human needs at the center of all we do. It's about simple mindset shifts and new ways of looking at problems through empathy and collaboration. For an idea to be both successful and meaningful, we use three lenses to bring it into focus: desirability, feasibility, and viability. This ensures we're creating something that makes people's lives better, but that's also feasible to produce and makes good business sense. There are many different phases of design thinking. We find it helpful to teach it in a linear way, but in practice, it's more like this. Design thinking unfolds in iterative loops, moving back and forth across phases, some taking much longer than others. To learn it, you need to try it out for yourself. The skills and mindsets of design thinking can help you tackle your biggest challenges and build your creative confidence. Once you put it into practice and make it your own, who knows what important problems you might solve.
Okay, after this video, I also give you a theoretical definition about this. This design thinking is essentially a human-centered innovation process that emphasizes, you see, this very important some step, emphasize observation, collaboration, fast learning, visualization of ideas, rapid concept prototyping, and concurrent business analysis. It's a tool to imagine future state and to bring product, service, and experience to market. Thomas Lockwood, he has a book. If you want to learn more about design thinking, you can find the book to read. And for me, I make this very simple. I want to remember the three very important points. Design thinking is about engaging in a series of activities to discover problem, define problem, and solve problem. This is very important because generally I found in my course, the student sometimes cannot discover some real problem. They always find some maybe a code is not a real problem. How to explain it? Maybe later. And simply in Chinese, we think design thinking is 怎么想怎么做 how to think, how to doing. It's very simple. And how to think, how to doing. So I can introduce a Chinese theory of design thinking. It's a design methodology. It's proposed by Professor Liu Xin. It's in our academy. He's also my tutor in my PhD. In this series, the basic thing is when you think of design, you should far from the noun. You should think of the matter, the field, the activity, like the set and seat. Maybe we can change it. Seat and set. You not think always think seat. You will think set. When you think set, you have to take care about who will set, in what kind of circumstance, and a lot of things, the cost, a lot of things. If you only think set first, you will limit it by you have already some experience of the seat. Similarly, like war and separation. When you design in landscape design or scenery design, when you design war, you will think what's the purpose of war. You think maybe separation, maybe just tempt you to go another side. It's you should out of the non-thinking, like car and mobility. When you design something, you should firstly research on restraint factors. What the limitation of this matter, of this affair, then explore the possibilities. It's quite theoretical, but maybe we can have some example in later. That's like this. This a car design and mobility design is a lot of things can give you a mobility purpose. You should think what kind of condition why you use that. And if you want to do this kind of design thinking, these are some process. This process is proposed by the DMA, Design Management Institute. They have a very clear uses visualization. There's two demo pattern. First, beginning you should have the problem, and maybe based on this problem, you will discover what the problem is, and maybe you have a lot of finding. Maybe you have to narrow down it and define it. Maybe a lot of finding, only one or two is design opportunity. Others design cannot do. Now you should brief it. It's a design definition. Then, based on this definition, you should develop a lot of potential solution. You should have brainstorming, generate a lot of idea. And after evaluation, discussion with your maybe other people from the other field, and even from your customer, you should propose the final solution. This is a pattern, you should iterate it. If the solution is not perfect enough, you should repeat and repeat. The design thinking process is not same. It's a lot of process. You can change it according to your project. Like this school. This school's process is emphasis. You should think from the perspective of user, and then you should define it and ideate and prototyping and test and iterate again, repeat again, and until you find maybe a better solution. We all think it's not a perfect solution. It's better than before. This to picture just let you very simply know the process of it. Next, I will give you some principles maybe it's not very correct. It just I from a lot of experts' speech, I summarize it and based on my experience. First, I think it's human-centered. We have to think the human-centered because the design is human-centered. Now we're not talking about the sustainability issue because a lot of experts always argued the human-centered. They think maybe the eco-centered. But in design thinking, we're just taking this because design thinking is also a tool. Design thinking is also not good, not bad. You can use design thinking to everything. Why we said human-centered is just for maybe divided with technology-centered or business-centered. The designer should use some method of sociology, anthropology, and psychology to deeply understand what the people's real need. Not only they're talking, you should observe. You should know very deeply what they want. This is the first step, very important. And then for design thinking, for now, we should always think a systematic and integrate solution. Yes, because the problem we are facing today is more complex. A single product maybe cannot solve the whole problem. But you are not a big team. Sometimes we just can design a single product. But sometimes you should think system holistically. And from the step to step, you can firstly to design a product. I mean the system designs integrate the service, product, system, a lot of things together. And also, if you want to design a system, you have to cross-discipline collaboration. You have to cover with people from other disciplines. So, I think in this summer school, a student maybe have a lot of group. If you luckily have some people from other disciplines, it's good. Not always the same way with you. You should find some different people. Okay. And also, visualization is really important in design. What we have to picture is that maybe you think it's too professional. Don't scare. You can, if you are, you never learn about drawing or rendering. It's okay. You can just draw like that. Very simple. But it's better than you just text word, because you text a lot of words. It's information mixed in the pages. You should turn one page, another page. It's depend on the time learning. This space learning. Just one page, you can see all the element of the system, of what you're thinking, what something comes from your mind. It's very efficient way to communicate with the engineer, with the designer, with your boss, colleagues. It's a really important way. Another is, I think it's maybe ecological inspiration. Simply explain this is in the beginning of the design, you should generate as more as possible idea. Maybe the idea is not perfect. Don't mind it. You should do more, like brainstorming. We call storming. It's not exactly right something. You should propose more. We give you the picture. Just you can learn from maybe some animals like turtles. The turtles burn the small turtles, baby turtles, maybe hundreds. Maybe one or two can survive and grown up for big turtles. Yeah, just like this. You should not spend a week and week to think of one idea. You want to make it perfect, but it's not efficient way. Next is if you have some condition, you should make a prototyping. This is a quite professional picture. The designer designed a chair. They make some very good chair. Use wood, use steel, use some fabric. But maybe your designs are not complex like that. You can use a foam, use a paper, use anything you can find to make it is three-dimensional things, and you can join it. Seems similar to the real, but you can test it. You can let other people to evaluate. It's important. And next is innovative experiment. It's how to say? We think it's a short circle iteration. At very first stage of the design, you have some idea. You after the brainstorming, you have a lot of concept. You should test it in this small experiment. In the process, it will be more perfect by the evaluation, by the different opinion by the others. Yeah. Maybe finally. No. The last one is the design thinking is rationality and intuition. You see the picture. This turtles and this pygmy or something, 企鹅 or something. It's not any related, but maybe some designer can see some related. Maybe a lot of artists thinking. But next picture you can see, design thinking is combined analytical thinking and intuitive thinking. It's quite hard. You think, I cannot have this balance, but you can have some team member. You can have some cooperation with other professions together. Okay, this is the last one, last principle. I think design is not monopoly of a designer. Anyone can use design thinking to improve the world in a proactive and creative way. Okay, I also have a small video to help me introduce design thinking.
Design is the act of seeing something that we want to be better, and then the activity of making it better.
To me, design is a tool. It's not a luxury, it's a discipline. Everybody needs design.
If you look at what's happening now, there have been fundamental changes in the way people think about problems, the kinds of problems that occur, and certainly the impact on design.
Design thinking was a term that arose in order to distinguish between what others think of as design, which is usually just the surface, to the thinking behind. Thinking is something you do first, and then you make.
Design thinking is everywhere. And I think that can happen in marketing, it can happen in design, it can happen in accounting. It's solutioning unconventionally.
Design thinking helps us to decide what to do. It allows people to be problem solvers using their explicit thinking, but also using the learning by doing.
When you drive, you only have about a half a second to 1 second where you can look away. Stare at the white dot and tell me what you see. Tell me how much fuel I have in the car.
But I have problems with the term design thinking. First of all, if you're only thinking, then you're not doing, and you have to do in order to know, and you have to know in order to think better. So that's really a loop, and design thinking tends to isolate it as if it can be isolated.
The way designers think is not this sort of scientific, rational, analytical way.
Designers do not have to design. I think it's the design mind that is really special, and the ability to come up with creative solutions and to solve complex problems. And the fact that they may do it without designing is not a liability, it's actually a strength.
Okay. Next, I will introduce some project to detect, explain this design thinking. For the time limitation, I just choose some projects. This teaching about teaching. I have already introduced. Oh, I'm not click. Okay, maybe next. Okay. This teaching and research and practice. Very small words, very quickly introduced. We have a lot of courses, and we have a PhD student, a master student related to the research. You can see we have the distributed economy and design for sustainability. We research on circular economy, and we also have PhD research on the design inspired by nature, and a lot of things like this for aging society. And we have introduced before the lens network on sustainability. And in the right side, there's a lot of projects we're running these days, these years, like maybe food loop, maybe the sustainable lifestyle lab, and also we have a lot of design, eco design, focus on the eco toilet, and also about the food. Okay, I'll choose some. First is this lectures hall, the sustainable lifestyle lab is the project is on in the 2014. This project is a serious content house. We some students involved in this project. We designed this content house. It's divided in the different functional space, like a kitchen, toilet, and restroom, bedroom. Family, a couple, old couple live in these places. In this room, we call this his home. We design a various system about the circular use of the water, of the waste. We hope we will produce the annual waste of the home. We try to do it. Yeah, you can see. Finally, we build it, and the couple live on it. We also design some vertical planting system, and also there's some picture about the project. In the roof, the couple have plant a lot of vegetable, and also they use the water generate from the kitchen and the toilet, and also a lot of interesting things. But it's I think it's quite successful because a lot of people visit this room in that year, and the WeChat forward is more than 1000多万 10 million more than 10 million forward of this WeChat. So every day the couple is very uncomfortable because every day is visitors waiting in the door. But its advantage is in the next step, in the next term of the project, a lot of company, a lot of experts involved in the project to help them to make the solar energy, to make the equipment of the toilet and something like that. So I think this project is not only the result, it's raised a lot of awareness of the people. Let them think the future living. Maybe currently our city is not sustainable enough. In future, maybe we can establish some new kind of living style like this. Everything is circular. It's quite ideal, but we try to realize it. Another maybe project is a serious project about toilet, because before seldom industrial design designer care about toilet. Some architect designers do some toilet, but they think it's too small. It's not a good project. But in the recent 5 years, our team have conducted a lot of eco toilet design, include the public toilet in the Tibet, and for the rural area, for the campus, for the construction site, and for the scenic area. And also, we have designed the toilet in the Hutong, a small neighborhood in Beijing, because in that place, a lot of elder people live in it. They have to go to the public toilet. It's not very near, maybe 500 meter or even 100 meter is hard for some elder people. So we designed some very, just in the yard, we use some vacuum technology, and we participate in Beijing city, in the Dongcheng province, Dongcheng Qu, to design maybe hundreds toilets. And we also design toilets for future family, let the student think, maybe in 30 years, what the toilet like. I will choose one or two, introduce Multitile like this. Now, we have the design thinking process. You can see this is not similar to the before I will show you. I will back. How can I back? Okay, this. Okay, forget it. It's not same because according to this kind of project, we adjust the process made from the research and define and to the concept development, and we have the prototyping, evaluation, and engineering realization. So we have to go to the participate in design promotion. And this toilet, you can see like a butterfly, is have the wings. It's especially for northwest in China. That place lack of water, and the people live in the rural area. They used to use a squatting toilet, but for the elder people, they cannot squatting anymore. So they always take a very rough stool or something to support their toilet. So we have a deep investigation. We have visit and investigate in a lot of villages like that, the current situation. And we also find in some families, they have, even they are not very rich, they have two toilets. One is for sit, one is for squat. So I think this is opportunity. Maybe they really need this kind of things. This is a kind of a transition from the squatting to the sit. So we just focus on this market opportunity, try to do something for this kind of people. We do a lot of concept and evaluate again and again, and prototype it from the very small prototype to the full-scale prototype, and go to test in the rural area. And not picture. We tested this prototype in Xi'an, certain village that very need Xi'an city, for half years to collect information, collect the data, and then we put this product in the engineering realization, make it. There's a lot of detail I cannot speak in today. Just like the cover and a seat. How to say? This black one. We use special materials, EPP, because in rural area, a lot of toilet is outside the building, just in yard. In winter, it's really cold. But if you use a ceramic or use plastic, when you go to the toilet in the winter, it's very terrible. But if you touch this in your skin, it's more better. This is some detailed things I think designers should think. We also participate a lot examination to design promotion. Now this product is also mass production. And we also gain a lot of award, like Good Design Award, IF Award. Not only this tool toilet, this seat, we design a system, how to separate the urine and feces, how to treat it, how to make this being the fertilizer. It's a circular economy. This a designer should think, not design only beautiful things, maybe a product toilet. Not only this, you try your best to design a system, and in the process, you should cooperate with experts. Another project is in the last year, our team is designed for the Gansu province, a very small, not small, maybe town or something, 县, maybe district. This a campo have a very beautiful building because the company donate to support to make this building. But you can imagine in this building there is no toilet because there lack of water. In this kind of building, you cannot make a dry toilet in the building because it's smell bad. So in this campus, more than thousands of people just have this toilet, very terrible. My student go to the right side, a girl, she suddenly, O2, I don't know how to say this English word, but really, bombing or something. And our team discussed with girls and boys about the toilet. Terrible things. The girl don't drink even whole day, just drink very little because they scared to go to the toilet. It's really terrible. So our team try to solve the problem just in maybe 1 or 2 months because near the winter we cannot make a building. We just make a container house and use this technology. We design especially for boys. The urine, you can see this picture. Okay, and we decorate with the patterns with the pictures in the outside, the surface of the containers. You see, this pattern, this picture is originally from the keys of the campo. So in this art course, they're doing something, and our student from the Academy of Arts and Design redesign it and paint it. Our student by hand painted all the patterns and colorful pictures. And the boys and girls, that day we fixed this toilet. They really exciting. And before, the toilet looks so terrible, so dirty. But in this, the schoolmasters tell us, when we built this new toilet, the boys and girls never split, never threw some paper in this place. They said, "Oh, this place, I should keep it clean." So this design changed the habit of the people. This video we can go quickly because a little bit long. I don't know, maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes.
甘肃省东乡县龙泉学校，如今有1362个在校生。在整洁宽敞的教学楼和宿舍楼对比下，仅有16个侧位的旱厕显得捉襟见肘。如厕困难之外，所滋生出的各种卫生问题也亟待被解决。
当我第一天来的时候，然后就说要改造这个厕所，我进入到里面的那一刻，我的眼睛就已经睁不开，呼吸我就立刻反胃，出来之后全身都是那个味道。
他没好意思说他吐了。
碧桂园国强公益基金会此次携手凤凰网青春棒，邀请到清华大学生态设计研究所，希望能以他们多年来在生态设计领域的经验，为龙泉学校建造一所阳光校册，不忽视孩子们成长的每个角落。
所有的贫困从根子上都是教育的问题，只有解决了孩子的教育，能够阻断贫困的代际传递。 阳光校车项目呢，它其实是一个比较先进的这个焊车项目。我们相信，这个项目的推广呢，如果让东乡全部的这个学校都能用上这种公厕的话，那么对的卫生环境都会有一个很大的改变。
我们要考虑的是一个比较综合性的问题，除了这个建筑人性化的使用，还有就是未来针对这个环境的影响，包括通风、采暖，然后采光这些各个系统的平衡，
做一个真正的适合这个地方的，可以做无水或者节水型的生态旱厕。
This is a dry toilet，
让使用者干净、卫生、清洁、舒适的去使用的一个厕所。
如今，在全国乃至全球范围内，还有很多人在使用普通旱厕，甚至有些地方还没有厕所。而阳光校厕，则是我们给予厕所革命这个世界议题以中国答案。
这个解决方案是适用于任何缺水地区，所以就是中国设计师面对这个提出的解决方案，我觉得是可以走到更远的地方。
从社会公益到社会设计，热爱能走多远？直到把设计的梦想变成走过的地方，直到把美好的变得更好。
我们是希望能够打破大家对以往这种农村厕所的一个刻板印象吧，就是希望孩子能够参与其中，这是他们共建的一部分。
远在千里的一个生命和另外一个生命，真的不是素昧平生，他们日复一日的努力，把每一份微小的温暖汇集，只为让更多孩子得到更好的教育，有更多摆脱贫困、走出大山的希望。谢谢他们，让每一个守望未来的孩子能够拥抱这个世界上更多元的色彩。阳光校厕不仅仅是为孩子们建设一个不湿、不黑、不滑、不臭、干净卫生的厕所，同时也能成为一个公共卫生教育样本，在孩子们心底种下一颗颗热爱创新、用科技创造美好生活的种子，让阳光照亮每一个需要照亮的角落。阳光校厕计划，最好的阳光，守护最好的未来。
Okay, next. This last project I'll share you today is research on design of a near-shore floating garbage collecting equipment based on wave power. It's a quite long name. Is the master student I tutor. I'm tutor. It's a exhibition just closed in our academy. You can see this kind of equipment can efficiently to collect the garbage, especially the plastic garbage. He faced this kind of problem. I think every people know this problem. This plastic garbage in the ocean, in the sea, is very, very serious. And the student have a lot of investigation, and also said being a Chinese people have more responsibility to do that. I ask why, because they think the Chinese character is very easy to recognize. If you find a rubbish have a Chinese character, it's suddenly think this is China. But other language maybe sometimes we are confused. But so being Chinese people, we should do something for that. And based on a lot of research, the student give many concepts. We discuss a lot of time. And I go to the seaside to test this prototype. And next, they ask the other experts to help them to, you can have the next together maybe to show it. Yeah. This is not a full-size prototype, but one or 1 to 2 process, it can efficiently to collect some very near show this floating rubbish. Okay. Because they know, the expert said, when the water encounter a block, they will cross it and put some floating rubbish around it. Okay. Yeah. So after this test, investigation, research, a lot of iteration of the design, finally, they proposed this kind of equipment. This fixed with anti-shock net, and use this floating line can help collect the garbage and use this equipment with a wave. Every day we have a lot of wave. It's not electricity. We only have a solar panel to have the light, the signal light. This equipment can also help some people when you encounter some dangers in water, can use this for help. So this is a serious design. You can see a lot of rendering picture. And the student said he want open the pattern if some company or government NGO want to do that. They seem very happy. They will not sell it. If you want to do this, we can cooperate with them. So some guys, if you want to do that, we can cooperate. If you want, invest it. This maybe, welcome you. If you have time, you can go the online exhibition of our academy. You can click it. There are a lot of design, graduation design, include master and undergraduate. I think more than thousands. Yeah. Finally, last page, I'll summarize 3 points very quickly. First, I'll emphasize in this world is not pure sustainable solution. Any solutions we code sustainable is just compare with before. Maybe tomorrow we can find some new technology. We can have some new thinking about sustainability. So there's no best, perfect score, or absolutely. There's only a direction to go forward. And secondly, I will repeat many times, it's a system thinking. Yeah, because the problem is quite complex. You should think holistic with the system, and maybe you can doing it step by step. If you want to system thinking, you have to cooperate with other experts from the other discipline. I have repeated a lot of times. Remember it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Right, we'll have the first question. The first one is, there were some photographers and reporters took pictures of suffering human animals, and sometimes these pictures raise the public awareness toward those issues they want to highlight, including poverty, marine debris, etc. However, between humanity and art, which one is more important? Can you share your opinion toward this issue?
The point is, which is important, humanity and art? Sorry, I just look a question. I think it's no doubt humanity is important. Art is good, but we're talking about design. Art is an important part of design. Our purpose to solve the problem, and this problem may be related to humanity. I think art is an important thinking way and tools to help us to solve the problem. I don't know and sometimes this picture is public. Yeah, I don't know if you satisfied with question, its answer. If you have maybe in future you can contact me. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Another question, please. Does business goals and sustainable design goals are contradictory?
I think generally it's not, because when we took sustainability, I think is already include the business. Well, not how to say only pure greenness or something. Just to use a flag to argue everything. We have to think a proper solution. This proper solution should combine the business goal and the environmental goal and the social benefit. So I think it's not contradiction. But maybe in some stage, some phases, when a company just in a certain stage of development, they must firstly to survival. I know it. A lot of Chinese company, the leaders, the person from the company, we have discussed this problem, this question. I think maybe you can be the survival first, but in your mind, you should think. In your life, you should do something, not only for get money. Maybe this using too how to say, too big or something, but it's really important. You are now very young, but when you get old, you will reflect your life. I think money is important, but if you have do more things than that, you will have a more, how to say, achievement or fulfill with your life. Yeah, for me, just can use my poor English to answer this question.
Thank you very much. So the next one, please. What role will sustainable design play in China's future development, please?
Yeah, I think I already answered a similar question. I think for China, we do need the sustainable design because, I have said in the first, we have just 40 years new policy. We have achieved very great things like today. But in future, we have to change the development model. So our country proposed, we called 生态文明, ecology civilization or something. Yeah, ecology civilization. I think it's very quite much from the sustainable design thinking. So in this great trend, in this transition, designer must play a very important role in China. It's not only in China, I think in worldwide. We have changed a lot after the pandemic. We should think new ways. I have a data from how to say where the data is that the people every year, experts will calculate the human food eco footprint. Every year we have a number, but last year, 2020, we have much lower. Why? Because we stop a lot of things. Yeah, we just post our step. There's a film, I don't know which name, the film is, you can find a new film, a very interesting film, just to describe last year, the phenomenon of the city and some animals and the numbers of grow and some animals traveled in the city, now the elephant, like even the puma go to the city. So I think a lot of the environment is reburned again. But I just thinking maybe after this, if the people back to the normal, they should go to the bike model, original model of development. The people should reflect of this, how can we keep the development, keep sustainable development after the pandemic? I don't know if you explain clearly, but I think in future, sustainable design, sustainable development is much the key issue of China and maybe the world. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So could I have the last question, please? So looking at this from a socio-economic angle and ways to make a design accessible to a less privileged class of people, how do you think design can be approached? Would it be possible to lower the price of products while maintaining the same value proposition?
It's a good question. Would it be possible to lower the price of the product? Okay. Your question's point is maybe you think some sustainable design is the price is quite high, or maybe some green design is seems quite high price. The ordinary people cannot afford it. I think it's the truth. In the very early stage, in the market, the main trend of the product is for the ordinary people. It's not for the very privileged people. So there are large sum of quantity. The large sum quantity can efficiently reduce the price. When we try to do some green design or sustainable design in the first stage, it must a little bit expensive because we need a lot of test, lot of quantity of the product, so the price is a little bit high. But in future, if more and more people have awareness, if more people support the sustainable design, I think the price will lower and lower. And maybe more and more designer involved in the process and doing something for the socially, for the privileged class of people. I think maybe in future this is not a big problem. We should try together. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. We have all the questions. We thank you so much for the students who asked the question online, and we are both rationally inspired and also emotionally touched by Professor Liu's design, its teaching, its research, and also practice. So we would like very much to work and learn together with Professor Liu Xin. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.